Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sam, and if you're new here, we talk about fashion and lifestyle on this page. If you love watches and Rolexes, in this video we're going to be talking about my Datejust 36 and how it's been holding up over the last 7 years. I recently saw a friend of mine, Tim DeSaint, do a unboxing and review of his brand new Cartier Santos watch, and I thought it was beautiful, and I was like, I want to talk about my watch. When I was buying my watch way back when, I watched so many YouTube videos and they really helped me get an idea of the watch I wanted. I kind of already had a really good idea that I wanted this watch, and I'm really proud of 18-year-old me for making a decision on such a classic and timeless watch that I still love every day. It's not like a bag or a pair of shoes that like I'll look at and be like, oh, I need more of those or a new one of those. I look at this and I'm like, I am perfectly satisfied with this watch. I think there's a benefit on spending money on timeless pieces because you're never really going to get bored of them, and the value has only gone up on these, and as it's harder to get a hold of a brand new one, the resale market goes up, so it's quite a good investment in my opinion. We're going to talk about the buying process of the watch itself, and then what I've found over the last 7 years of owning this watch. So I bought this watch in 2017, just after my 18th birthday. I had some money from relatives and I'd also saved up some money for this watch. So I went into a few watch shops to begin with to get an idea. I did look at some Cartier pieces, but I think the Rolex just really stood out to me. I had a few friends at school that all had the Datejust, I guess is the kind of school I went to, but I think it was ingrained in me that like, okay, I really wanted this watch. I just thought they were beautiful. Over a period of a few years, I always came back to wanting this watch, so I thought this was the best choice for me. When I went in, I tried some of the other options. I think the regular Date and then Oyster Perpetual, they might be the same thing. But it did look a bit plain and underwhelming, to be honest. So for the extra money, I thought the Datejust was just a better purchase overall. When I was ready to make the purchase, I went into Goldsmiths in Birmingham and I had a look at a few of the options. So the main variables with a Rolex are the strap, the bezel, and the dial. To start off, I knew I wanted the fluted bezel, which is in white gold over the smooth steel bezel. And then originally I wanted the Jubilee band, which I think is a lot more of a classic look, a lot more kind of delicate, and it stands out a lot more as Rolex. The friend I was with said she preferred the Oyster band, and I should definitely get the Oyster band because that it's more comfortable, it has an adjustment to make it bigger and smaller, and it's a lot more younger looking, which I had to agree with. I think the Jubilee band is very gorgeous if you have that aesthetic, but I think at the time I liked a more young and clean look. At the time they hadn't updated the Jubilee band on the size 36. It didn't all go up in those little bands like all the way up to the body of the watch, so I thought this just looked a lot cleaner, so I went with that. And then the last decision, I was toying between the black or white dial. They were both the BATON dials instead of the Roman numerals because, again, I wanted that younger, cleaner look. The date on the white dial alternates between red and black, and I thought that was really interesting and unique, and I think it was the only one of the dials to do that. So in the end, that is what I went for. I went for a Datejust 36 in steel and white gold, the white gold being the fluted bezel, and I went for a white BATON dial. They don't actually do that white BATON dial anymore, so I'm actually really happy about that. It just makes it more unique, and when I look at the resale market, I never really see this particular watch. And I have the receipt right here. The watch was £5,850. I'd previously put a deposit down for £1,180, so then I paid the rest of £4,670. That watch is now £7,650, so it has gone up nearly £2,000 since I purchased it. So this is the packaging that it came in. It just has a white sleeve over a cream box. It just says Oyster M with some code on it. Take this sleeve off, and it just has the Rolex logo embossed on there, and this is a cream box. And here we have the famous green Rolex box. So it kind of comes in this, so it kind of sit in here, but we're going to take it out. And here is the beautiful box. I just love this green colour. And inside is the beautiful watch. So up here we have a few things that keep the receipt up here, the guarantee manual, as well as a card which has, you know, my name on it and when I bought it, which was the 12th of April 2017. That's just for the guarantee. And this kind of just tells you you know, how the watch works. Also, I just keep the extra link to the watch in there. And this is the tag that was on it. I just kept everything that was on there. So here is the beautiful Datejust 36. We have the steel oyster bracelet. We have the fluted bezel, which catches the light so nicely. We have the discontinued white dial with the illuminated batons, the minute hand, the hour hand, and the second hand. And you know what they say about Rolex is they don't tick-tock. You can always tell a fake Rolex if it is like obviously tick-tocking like that. So on the other side of the bracelet we have this here, which just opens up and it says Rolex and some small little hallmarks going on in there. And underneath here, if you can see that, you can have it a larger adjustment, or it closes in like this, and you can make it smaller. So if you need it a bit looser for a certain situation, it's very quick and easy to do that. Quite surprisingly, there is actually nothing on here, like no Rolex logo or anything. So for those of you that don't know, the crown here, you just unscrew it. It is watertight when it is all screwed in, and then it pops out. And at this first point, you can twist it to wind it, and then you pull it out ever so slightly. It goes to a first point. At the first point, you can flip the date, and then at its fullest point, you can change the time. You push it all the way down and twist at the same time, so it is watertight. So now we've had a look at the watch and the buying process, let's talk about my experience over the last 7 years. Honestly, I have loved this watch. There is not a lot that I have to complain about. On the one side, it's plain and clean enough that it just can be my everyday watch. And in the same breath, it's got enough detail in there that it just looks so nice when I'm dressing it up, going out for dinner. The combination I went for as well is just not too flashy, which I like. I went for the white dial just because it's so classic, and it also stands out from the rest of the watch, whereas if you get a silver dial, I think it just all looks very much like one piece, so it's a little bit harder to read. So when you're wearing it all the time, this doesn't matter, but if you do take it off for periods of time, you will have to wind it back up and set the time again. You don't have to wind it back up, like after wearing it a little bit, it will start working again, but obviously you need to set the time, and they do say when it stops, when you get it going again, you should wind it about 20 times. Just so the mechanism runs smoothly. I don't ever do that. I probably should do that. But I will find myself even a week, 2 weeks not wearing my watch, just when I kind of forget to, because I'm wearing my Apple Watch when I'm just, looking for the health and fitness uses. The watch is steel, so it's very hardy, but there are lots of areas that are smooth and polished rather than brushed, and to be honest, you do get scratches on both of those areas. I don't know if you can see in here, but there are plenty of areas that are scratched up. You can get the watch polished by Rolex. I think if you go get a service with them, they will do that included. But if you're buying a watch like this for everyday use, don't be too precious with it. It is going to get a little bit banged up and scratched, but it is very hard wearing, so it's not really noticeable. It does add to its character. In the last 7 years, I've not had an issue with the watch. I haven't had to go get it fixed or repaired by Rolex. Also on the sizing, I did think maybe, is this size too small when I was buying it? Because, there's a size 41 now, and a lot of men tend to get that. But especially for my wrists, which aren't too big, this was the perfect size. I think the trend of men having huge watches is kind of tacky, and it's kind of going away a little bit. So yeah, I think with the Datejust 36, it all looks a bit more in proportion, and especially if you don't have a huge wrist, I think it is the perfect size for most people. Would I buy this watch again if I was buying it now? 100%, I think I would. Maybe I'd get a different dial or a different bracelet just to switch it up. But if I had never bought this watch, I definitely would buy this now. It's truly classic. It is a pleasure to wear every day, and it doesn't catch too much attention. I think if you want to be really flashy, maybe this exact watch isn't the one for you. But people in the know, obviously they know a Rolex. It doesn't need to be the flashiest thing. So that is my 7-year review of my Rolex Datejust 36. Can't believe it's been that long now, I'm getting old. It's a very beautiful watch, I'm very lucky to own it, and if you have any questions on the watch or this video, please put them down in the comments and I will get back to you. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and if you want more fashion and lifestyle content, head over to my Instagram and TikTok and follow me at Sam Scott Bills. Have a good week, guys. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.